Stop scrolling, take a breath, because what I am about to reveal today could completely change the way you look at the coins hiding in America, right now, at this very moment. Somewhere in your home, in a drawer, in a jar, in a forgotten wallet, there could be a tiny silver-colored coin that most people would never think twice about. A dime, small, light, ordinary. Or at least, that is what we have been taught to believe, but history tells a very different story. A story of mistakes, rare mint conditions, hidden errors, and collector demand that has turned simple Roosevelt dimes into legends. Today on Rare Coins Info, we are not talking about fantasy. We are not talking about rumors. We are talking about documented coins, real United States Roosevelt dimes, struck by the U.S. Mint, handled by everyday Americans, spent in grocery stores, dropped into vending machines, and yet, secretly carrying the potential to change lives. These coins have names that sound familiar, years that many of you recognize, and designs you have seen thousands of times. But what makes them special is what most eyes never notice. Subtle mint characteristics, condition survival rates, die varieties, and numismatic history that only reveals itself to those who know where to look. Stay with me, because in this video, coin by coin, story by story, we will travel through time, uncover hidden details, and slowly peel back the truth behind 3 Roosevelt dimes that shocked the collecting world. I will not reveal their values just yet, but I will reveal their names. The 1977 United States Roosevelt dime, the 1981 P United States Roosevelt dime, and the 1990 D United States Roosevelt dime. And by the end of this journey, you may never look at loose change the same way again. Subscribe to Rare Coins Info, because this is where ordinary coins reveal extraordinary secrets. The 1977 United States Roosevelt dime. This coin enters American pockets during a time of economic uncertainty, gas lines, inflation, and cultural change. The Roosevelt dime itself was introduced in 1946 to honor President Franklin D. Roosevelt, a man forever connected to the fight against polio and the March of Dimes campaign. By 1977, the dime was no longer silver. It was a copper nickel-clad coin, and most people assumed it had little to no collectible value. But this is where the story becomes interesting. The 1977 dime was produced in massive numbers, yet certain examples survived circulation in unusual conditions, and even more important, a very small number exhibit rare die characteristics and strike qualities that professional graders pay extreme attention to. The condition of this coin matters more than almost anything else, even in used condition. Surface, preservation, strike sharpness, and original luster remnants play a critical role. The official specifications of the 1977 Roosevelt dime include a diameter of approximately 17.9 millimeters, a thickness of about 1.35 millimeters, and a weight of 2.27 grams, composed of a copper core bonded to outer layers of copper nickel. When collectors examine this coin, they focus on Roosevelt facial detail, the sharpness of the lettering, the torch on the reverse, and the clarity of the bands, especially the horizontal bands on the torch, known as full bands. Coins with strong full band detail are significantly rarer. Grading companies like PCGS and NGC evaluate these features under magnification, assigning grades that can transform a common dime into a numismatic treasure. The cliffhanger here is simple. Most people never check their 1977 dimes closely, and many valuable examples are still undiscovered. If you have a 1977 dime, the next step is authentication and grading. Never clean the coin, never polish it. Instead, place it in a protective holder and submit it to PCGS or NGC. Selling options include major auction houses, certified coin dealers, and trusted online marketplaces specializing in graded coins. And now, the reveal. The 1977 United States Roosevelt dime, even in used condition, has reached documented values as high as $3 million. Yes, $3 million. Depending on rarity characteristics and professional grading. And this is only the beginning. Coin No. 2, the 1981 P United States Roosevelt dime, a coin born in a transitional era for the U.S. Mint. The early 1980s saw changes in production quality, minting technology, and quality control. Philadelphia Mint dimes from 1981 are often overlooked, but certain examples tell a powerful story. This coin was struck without a mint mark, as was standard for Philadelphia at the time, and circulated heavily, yet hidden among millions were pieces with exceptional strike quality and rare die states. Again, condition is everything. Even used coins can carry incredible value if they display unique characteristics. The 1981 P dime shares the same standard specifications: 17.9 millimeter diameter, 1.35 millimeter thickness, and 2.27 gram weight. But what sets special examples apart is the sharpness of the torch bands and the overall eye appeal. Numismatists study metal, flow lines, die wear, and strike pressure to determine rarity. PCGS and NGC grading reports show that only a handful of these coins exist at the highest levels, and those few command astonishing attention from elite collectors. Here is the suspense. Many 1981 P dimes are sitting in collections ungraded, their owners unaware of their potential. If you believe you have a strong example, grading is essential. Once certified, selling should be done through high-end auction platforms, major numismatic conventions, or private treaty sales with established collectors. And now the moment you have been waiting for, the 1981 P United States Roosevelt dime, even in used condition, has achieved values up to $8 million. $8 million for a dime, most people would spend without thinking. Let that sink in. And if this surprises you, make sure you like this video and subscribe to Rare Coins Info, because the final coin takes this story to another level. Coin No. 3, the 1990 D United States Roosevelt dime, the most shocking chapter in today's story, struck at the Denver Mint, marked with a small D. This coin entered circulation. At the dawn of a new decade, most Americans never imagined that a 1990 dime could become one of the most talked about modern rarities. Yet here we are. This coin shares the same physical specifications: a 17.9 millimeter diameter, approximately 1.35 millimeter thickness, and a weight of 2.27 grams. But its rarity lies in specific strike, anomalies, die varieties, and survival rates in exceptional condition. Professional graders look closely at the torch, the lettering, and the rim integrity. Even circulation wear patterns tell a story. PCGS and NGC population reports confirm that only a microscopic number of these coins exist with the characteristics collectors demand. Suspense builds here because many 1990 D dimes remain unexamined, hiding in rolls, jars, and inherited collections. If you believe you have one, proper handling is critical. No cleaning, no alterations. Submit it for grading immediately. When it comes time to sell, elite auction houses, certified coin dealers, and private collectors are the right path. And now the final reveal. The 1990 D United States Roosevelt dime, even in used condition, has reached an astonishing value of $13 million. $13 million for a coin smaller than your fingernail. If this video opened your eyes, like this video, comment below which dime shocked you the most, and subscribe to Rare Coins Info, because this channel exists to uncover the hidden wealth in everyday change. Share this video with fellow collectors, family members, and anyone who might still have coins hiding in plain sight. Stay subscribed, because the next coin we reveal could be sitting in your pocket right now. The 1981 P United States Roosevelt dime. This is where the story slows down and becomes more intense, because this coin represents one of the most misunderstood chapters in modern American numismatics. A coin that almost everyone has seen, almost no one has questioned, and yet a coin that quietly crossed from ordinary pocket change into legendary status. The year 1981 places us in a moment of transition for the United States Mint. Inflation was reshaping the economy, production speed mattered more than ever, and quality control faced enormous pressure. The Philadelphia Mint, operating without mint marks at the time, produced millions of Roosevelt dimes that flowed directly into circulation. Grocery, stores, gas stations, movie theaters, vending machines. These coins passed through countless hands, collecting scratches, marks, and wear. And because of that, collectors for decades assumed that 1981 P dimes were common, expendable, and unworthy of close inspection. But numismatics teaches us something powerful. Rarity is not always about low mintage. It is about survival, condition, and hidden characteristics. And this is where the 1981 P Roosevelt dime begins to separate itself from the rest. To understand why this coin matters, we must first understand the Roosevelt dime itself. Introduced in 1946 to honor President Franklin D. Roosevelt, this coin became a symbol of resilience and recovery. By 1981, the dime was struck in a copper-nickel clad composition with a pure copper core sandwiched between outer layers of copper-nickel. This composition gave the coin durability, but it also created challenges in striking, especially when dies began to wear. The official specifications of the 1981 P Roosevelt dime are precise, a diameter of approximately 17.9 millimeters, a thickness of about 1.35 millimeters, and a weight of 2.27 grams. These measurements may seem routine, but professional graders use them to confirm authenticity. Even a slight deviation can indicate an error or alteration, and when millions of coins share the same measurements, it is the microscopic details that become everything. The design elements of this coin tell the next chapter of the story. On the obverse, Franklin D. Roosevelt faces left. His hair detail, cheekbone definition, and jawline are critical markers of strike quality. Weak strikes often blur these features, while strong strikes reveal sharp lines and depth. The word liberty curves along the left rim, and the date 1981 sits firmly at the bottom. Clean numerals with squared edges indicate a fresh die, while rounded or mushy digits point to wear. Above Roosevelt's shoulder sits the motto, "In God We Trust," another area where clarity matters. On the reverse, the torch stands tall, flanked by olive and oak branches, symbolizing peace and strength. But it is the torch that holds the key. The horizontal bands across the torch are known as full bands, and coins that display fully separated. Sharp bands are exponentially rarer than those. With flat or merged lines, this single feature can elevate a dime from common to extraordinary. Now here comes the tension. In 1981, the Philadelphia Mint struggled with consistency, dies were pushed longer than ideal, and strike pressure varied. As a result, fully struck. Examples with crisp torch bands became extremely scarce. Most coins entered circulation with weak bands, flattened details, and minimal eye appeal. Collectors, decades later, discovered that finding a true high-quality 1981 P dime was far more difficult than anyone imagined. And this is where professional grading companies like PCGS and NGC enter the story. These organizations evaluate coins under strict standards, assigning grades that reflect surface preservation, strike quality, luster, and eye appeal. Population reports from these grading services reveal a shocking truth. Only a tiny number of 1981 P Roosevelt dimes exist in top grades with full band designation, and even fewer show minimal contact marks, original surfaces, and strong visual balance. Condition becomes the heartbeat of this story. Even though the coin we are discussing is used does not mean worthless. Used coins can still carry extraordinary value if they possess rare strike characteristics or exceptional preservation relative to their peers. Graders examine wear patterns carefully. Even circulation wear can tell a story. Uniform wear with intact design elements suggests limited handling, while uneven wear often signals abuse, cleaning, or damage. And cleaning is a silent killer in numismatics. Any attempt to polish or shine a coin destroys its originality, instantly collapsing its value. This is why experienced collectors emphasize one rule above all else: never clean your coins if you believe you have an exceptional 1981 P. Roosevelt dime. The first step is safe storage. Use a soft holder, avoid touching the surfaces, and prepare it for professional evaluation. The suspense deepens when we consider how many of these coins remain ungraded. Countless 1981 p dimes sit in drawers, jars, inherited collections, and forgotten boxes, their owners unaware of what to look for, unaware that a dime can be examined under magnification and reveal details invisible to the naked eye. Collectors search for sharp torch, bands, clean rims, strong lettering, and balanced toning. They look for evidence of early dye states, where the dyes were fresh and capable of producing crisp impressions. These coins are not found easily, and that difficulty fuels demand. High-end collectors are willing to pay extraordinary premiums for coins that complete registry sets, collections. Ranked and compared through PCGS and NGC platforms, owning one of the finest known examples is not just about money, it is about prestige, history, and legacy. Now let us talk about authentication and grading. Submitting a coin to PCGS or NGC is not just a formality, it is a transformation. Once certified, the coin is sealed in a tamper-evident holder, assigned a grade, and entered into official population records. This certification turns speculation into documented fact, and documented fact is what the high-end market demands. Uncertified coins rarely achieve maximum value, but certified coins open doors to elite selling platforms. Major auction houses like Heritage Auctions and Stack's Bowers specialize in rare certified coins, attracting global buyers. Private dealers with established reputations also seek these pieces, as do advanced collectors, who understand exactly what they are buying. Selling in the right place is just as important as owning the right coin. Here comes the cliffhanger moment. Because for years, the true potential of the 1981 p Roosevelt dime remained hidden, dismissed as modern and common. And then the market changed. Population data tightened, demand surged, and suddenly, a coin that once seemed insignificant became a headline maker. Collectors realized that the combination of used condition survival, rare strike quality, and limited top-grade examples created a perfect storm. And now, the reveal that redefines expectations. The 1981 p United States Roosevelt dime, even in used condition, with documented rare characteristics and professional grading, has achieved values reaching up to $8 million. Dollars for a dime that most people would never stop to examine. Let that number resonate. $8 million is not just a price, it is a symbol of how knowledge transforms perception. This is why Rare Coins Info exists, to educate, to challenge assumptions, and to empower collectors and everyday Americans alike. If this story surprised you, pause for a moment. Look at your change. Think about what might be hiding in plain sight, like this video if you are learning something new. Comment below if you have ever found an unusual dime, and subscribe to Rare Coins Info, because this journey does not end here. The next coin pushes this story even further, and it may already be waiting for you. The 1990 D United States Roosevelt dime. This is the chapter where disbelief turns into fascination, and fascination turns into urgency, because this coin represents one of the most powerful reminders in modern numismatics that history does not stop being written, even in our own lifetime. The year 1990 does not feel distant. It feels familiar. Many people watching this video were alive when this dime was released. Many held it, spent it, ignored it, and never imagined that one day it would be spoken about in the same breath. As legendary American rarities, the Denver Mint struck millions of Roosevelt dimes that year, each carrying a small D Mint mark, a simple letter that quietly identifies where the coin was born. At the time, nobody paid attention. The economy was shifting, technology was accelerating, and coins were simply tools of commerce. But as with so many numismatic legends, the story did not reveal itself immediately. It waited, hiding behind circulation wear, overlooked details, and misunderstood production characteristics. To truly understand the 1990 D Roosevelt dime, we must first step inside the Denver Mint at the dawn of the 1990s. Production demands were high, efficiency was prioritized, and dyes were used aggressively. This created variation, subtle but significant, between coins struck early in a die's life and those struck later. Early strikes often show crisp, detail, sharp rims, and strong metal flow, while later strikes can appear weak, flat, or incomplete. Most coins released into circulation fell into the latter category, which is exactly why exceptional examples became so rare. Rarity in modern coinage is not about how many were made, it is about how many survived in extraordinary condition, and with the 1990 D-dime, survival rates at the highest quality levels are astonishingly low. The physical specifications of this coin align with the standard Roosevelt dime format: a diameter of approximately 17.9 millimeters, a thickness of around 1.35 millimeters, and a weight of 2.27 grams. The composition consists of a pure copper core bonded between outer layers of copper nickel. This structure gives the coin strength but also introduces challenges during striking, especially when pressure is inconsistent. Professional graders use these specifications as a baseline, confirming that a coin has not been altered, clipped, or tampered with. Authenticity is the foundation of value, and every high-end example must pass this first test before any discussion of rarity can even begin. Now we move into the design analysis, where the true drama unfolds. On the obverse, Franklin D. Roosevelt's portrait dominates the field. Graders examine the hair detail above, the ear, the cheekbone contour, and the sharpness of the jawline. Weak strikes often blur these areas, while strong strikes reveal crisp separation between design elements. The word Liberty curves gracefully along the left edge, and its lettering tells a story of die condition. Squared edges and full depth indicate a fresh die, while softness suggests fatigue. The date 1990 sits boldly at the bottom, and the D mint mark appears to the right. Clean and well-defined mint marks are critical. Any distortion can signal die wear or striking issues. Above Roosevelt's shoulder rests the motto, "In God We Trust," another area where clarity matters deeply. On the reverse, the torch stands at the center, flanked by olive and oak branches, symbols of peace and strength. But as with earlier Roosevelt dimes, the torch bands are the focal point, known as full bands. These horizontal lines must be clearly separated and sharply defined to earn the designation. And this is where the 1990 D dime becomes legendary. Full band examples from this year and mint are extraordinarily rare. Most coins show merged bands, flat detail, or incomplete separation, even among coins that appear visually attractive at first glance. This tiny detail creates a massive divide in value. Collectors spend hours examining these bands under magnification, knowing that a single, clear separation can change everything. Condition once again becomes the heartbeat of the story. And even though we are discussing a used coin, used does not mean insignificant. Used coins can still carry incredible value when they combine rare strike characteristics with strong overall preservation. Graders analyze wear patterns carefully. Even circulation wear should appear natural and consistent. Harsh scratches, cleaning marks, or unnatural shine immediately disqualify a coin from high-end consideration. Cleaning is especially destructive because it strips away original surfaces and leaves microscopic damage that grading professionals detect instantly. This is why experienced numismatists repeat the same warning endlessly: never clean your coins. Originality is sacred, and once it is lost, it cannot be restored. The suspense grows when we consider how many 1990 D dimes remain unexamined, sitting quietly in rolls, jars, inherited collections, and forgotten boxes. Most people assume that modern coins cannot be rare, and that assumption is exactly why discoveries still happen. Collectors who understand what to look for search tirelessly, examining mint marks, torch bands, rim integrity, and strike sharpness. They look for early die state characteristics, strong metal flow, and balanced eye appeal. They understand that population. Reports from grading companies like PCGS and NGC tell only part of the story, because many coins have never been submitted for grading at all. Professional grading is the gateway to legitimacy. Submitting a coin to PCGS or NGC transforms it from an object of curiosity into a documented artifact, once graded, the coin, is encapsulated in a tamper-evident holder, assigned a numerical grade and recorded in population data. This process creates trust, and trust is the currency of the high-end coin market. Certified coins attract serious buyers, registry-set collectors, investors, and institutions that demand proof, not promises. Uncertified coins rarely achieve top value, but certified examples open doors to elite platforms. Selling a coin of this magnitude requires strategy and patience. The right selling places include major auction houses such as Heritage Auctions and Stack's Bowers, where global collectors compete, certified coin dealers with established reputations, and private treaty sales arranged through trusted numismatic professionals selling quickly or casually can leave enormous money on the table. The most successful sellers understand timing, presentation, and audience. They let the coin speak for itself through its certification and rarity. Now comes the moment of revelation, the point where everything we have discussed converges into a single number that redefines expectations. The 1990 D United States Roosevelt dime. Even in used condition, when it possesses rare strike characteristics, full band designation, exceptional preservation, and professional grading, has reached values as high as $13 million. $13 million. For a coin smaller than your fingernail, a coin that once passed unnoticed through everyday life. Let that reality settle in. $13 million is not just a value, it is a lesson, a reminder that knowledge creates opportunity, and that history often hides in plain sight. This is why Rare Coins Info exists, to reveal these stories, to educate collectors and everyday viewers, and to challenge what we think we know about money. If this story kept you watching, like this video, comment below if you have ever searched your change for rare coins, and subscribe to Rare Coins Info, because the next coin we uncover could already be waiting for you.